Hello, welcome to the video presentation of the proposed 2022-2023 Maple Run Unified School District budget. My name is Nilda Ganella French, and I am the chair of the Maple Run Unified School District Board of Directors. Maple Run is the school district comprised of 5 schools and also the Collins Pearly Sports Complex. We serve over 2,700 students across our schools. As you can see from this slide, in a few minutes, you'll hear from our superintendent, Bill Kimball, and our business manager, Martha Gagne. They'll walk you through the really important details of this proposed budget. Before explaining the budget details, I thought it would be essential to review the goals and the board's role. As we develop a budget, our primary goal is to focus on the MRUSD mission and student needs within the community's cost. The Maple Run Unified School District is where inquiring minds, compassionate hearts, creative expression, healthy lives, and service to the community develop so all can learn, achieve, and succeed. In addition to that primary goal, during the pandemic, the board has focused on supporting the increasing needs of our students. We seek to ensure that MRUSD meets or exceeds education quality standards that are set forth by the state of Vermont. So these education quality standards, also called EQS, relate to class size and staffing requirements. These regulations have to do with the ratio of students to adults in the building, teachers to students, counselors to students, and administrators to students. With things like that, we always want to be sure we are meeting or exceeding these standards. We also seek to develop a budget that supports the implementation of key initiatives in our district. Some of these are proficiency-based learning and curriculum development, multi-tiered systems of support, mental health supports, as well as maintaining our buildings. For the past 3 years, Maple Run has focused on increasing and supporting our students' mental health needs. We began this work by hiring a director of student supports at the district level and by adding staff support for both students and families. With the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, we found these supports invaluable to provide educational access to every student. Due to the loss of staff at some of our agency partners, we've had to use both our local and grant resources to create a support system and hire required staff to support students. With that, I'd like to pass it on to Superintendent Bill Kimball so he can provide more detail on how Maple Run is both implementing our vision and supporting students during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Thank you, Nilda. Hello, my name is Bill Kimball, and I'm the superintendent of Maple Run Unified School District. As you may know, the federal government provided COVID-19 aid to the states to allocate to school districts to respond to the pandemic. The first 2 allocations, ESSER 1 and ESSER 2, were meant for school districts to respond to the pandemic by helping with salaries, food, personal protective equipment, and other immediate needs. ESSER 3 is a method to provide the means for recovery from the pandemic. Our recovery from the pandemic will enable Maple Run to provide the personnel and resources needed to measure where our students are academically and socially, emotionally, as well as to provide them with the means to meet the expectations of our school district's mission. To support the recovery this coming year, Maple Run will use ESSER 3 funds to support the cost of 21 professionals, including social workers, guidance counselors, and teachers. The funds needed for these positions are not included in this local budget. However, our ESSER 3 allocations will not cover the cost of all identified pandemic-related needs within the $13.2 million allowance for us to use over the next 2 years. The pandemic costs will continue to increase as the effects of the pandemics have extended across another school year. Moving forward, Maple Run proposed general budget will include the additional funds required to provide academic and emotional supports for all students. I want to highlight several components of the budget. First, the Maple Run Unified School District follows ratios recommended by Vermont's education quality standards for class size and staffing allocation. Our envisioning plan has focused on social and emotional learning, well-being, and mental health, student engagement and academic success. In this proposed budget, we are requesting additional supports for all these three areas, with the most significant allocation to social emotional learning, well-being, and mental health. In our local budget, we have asked for additional guidance counselors, social workers, and health staff. To increase academic success, we are asking for 2 additional full-time staff to have on-site instruction for world languages at all 3 of our elementary schools, and other staff needed at the high school to support an increased student enrollment. In addition to the local budget for next year, we are using our ESSER allocations to renovate our buildings to provide better virus mitigation and other health and safety requirements to improve our educational environment. We can implement many enhancements we have identified over the past several years with access to these federal funds, such as improvements to our HVAC systems, improved fire detection prevention systems, and greater physical access for all students. Next, Martha Gagne will discuss the details of the proposed budget and how it affects the tax rates.
Hi, I'm Martha Gagne, Business Manager for the school district. In order to make education happen in Maple Run, there is an operations team which supports our amazing teachers and support staff. These individuals keep our buildings clean and in good repair, ensure our students have transportation to and from school, offer after-school co-curricular and extracurricular opportunities, work with our outside partners to provide over 55,000 meals a month to students, manage our IT systems, and provide financial and human services to support a $61 million a year enterprise. We work hard to keep expenses down while delivering the services the district expects. The proposed budget is $64,797,075, a 4.75% increase over the current year, which is primarily driven by increases in salaries and benefits, along with the addition of the proposed positions described earlier, as well as increased costs to our utilities and supplies. Looking at the overall budget, 76% is allocated to staffing the schools to support our children. Your tax rate is not based solely on the increase in the budget, but on a host of other state and local factors. Most importantly, this year, a $90 million surplus in the state education fund. After taking these factors into account, Maple Run's pre-CLA tax rate is estimated to go down by just over 6 cents. Since we consolidated into a single school district in 2017, our pre-CLA tax rates have been fairly flat. The final step in determining the local tax rate is to apply the CLA. CLA stands for Common Level of Appraisal, and it is a factor the state applies to the appraised property values in each town so they are more accurately reflect market values. The estimated tax rates for fiscal year 22-23 will go down 1.42 cents in Fairfield, up 1.15 cents in St. Albans Town, and up 2.3 cents in St. Albans City. For example, it is estimated a $200,000 home site in St. Albans City will see a $47 increase in their property taxes. The same value home site in the town will see a $23 increase in property taxes. And in Fairfield, a $200,000 home site will see a $28 decrease. All of these estimates do not consider income sensitivity, and we encourage everyone that is eligible to apply for the income sensitivity program, which may reduce your tax burden. And now back to Bill Kimball, Superintendent, to explain what is on the ballot.
On the ballot this year are articles for the election of a school district clerk, a school district treasurer, and 3 members of the school board, each representing one of the towns that Maple Run serves. Also, there are articles that allow the district to borrow money to keep the district running, as well as an article to allow the board to place audited fund balance in the capital reserve fund. Maple Run is proud to offer this budget this year because we know we are preparing students for the future today. Thank you so much for taking the time to view our 2022-23 budget presentation. This was just an overview. There are a lot more details available, so we invite you to review our materials, especially the more detailed PowerPoint and the annual report on the school district's budget page on our website. Should you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out via the school board's email address you can see in the presentation. Thank you again for watching, and please remember to vote.